Our goal last week was to go 1-0. We knew it was a playoff game, had to win to get in, and was really proud of our guys, the way they battled in that game. And, we'd like to get off to a better start, but it didn't happen that way. And obviously, a battle throughout, and had a lot of respect for the Redbirds coming in here and knew they'd be tough on defense and had playmakers on offense, and they were what we expected. It was a hard-nosed football team and a tough game, but, getting a special teams play, block point was huge, obviously, when you win by 1 point. But the last drive, I thought our guys, our team believes, and that belief was really strong, and went out and made enough plays to get it in the end zone, and then had to defend a few plays to close it out. But proud of our guys and really happy for our players and our staff to get this opportunity to move forward with our season. And second season, no records. Everybody's the same going into the tournament. We're happy to be at home, and from what we're learning about Sac State, they're very good. They have a win over an FBS team this year. They've been ranked in the top 10 for the majority of the season, and a lot of offensive weapons. Play two different quarterbacks. They're both capable of moving the team, athletic receivers, good running game. Defensively, we know Caleb Nelson, who was here at one time, is playing very well at corner, and he's not the only guy they have in the secondary. They cover real well. Linebackers run, and physical up front. When a team has the ability to go out and beat a Pac-12 team, they have talent. So we're going to need a great week of preparation, but once again, we're excited to be at home, and hopefully we get a big crowd out there because it really helps us.
What do you think of the ability to host? Obviously, a couple different times in the last 5-ish years, you guys have had whether it was going to Nicholls State or going to Weber State, both times it was kind of tough. What do you think of hosting now?
We're excited to be at home. We really appreciate that our administration would put together a plan to do our very best, if we're fortunate enough to get it selected for the 24-team field, that we can play at home, because it just changes your whole week plan, and we seem to be a good team at home and have played well at home, but we know we're going to have to play really well this week. But we're excited about hosting and get to share this opportunity with our fan base and all our supporters.
What's the key from a defensive perspective when you face a quarterback like Bennett, who really likes to extend plays with his feet?
Well, you got to stay on your feet for one thing. We talk to our guys about staying on their feet, because these mobile guys, if you leave your feet to try to make a tackle, now they got a lot of space, and I think you got to have some patience when you're contained rushing. You got to be patient and stay out there to try to keep them in the pocket. But not only does he hurt you in the pass game with his feet, he hurts you in the QB run game. They have a good QB run game, so we've got a lot to prepare for this week. But you got to stay on your feet, and then you got to be relentless after him. Once he takes off and goes, you got to limit those yards that he's going to get downfield.
Do you feel like the offense kind of can reach another gear when you've got Gavin Zebarth available to you?
He helps us. I think he a good downhill runner, creates some depth at running back, which is really important, because our guys, run real physical, and other than Gavin, we aren't real big at the running back position, but they all run very physical, very hard. So he adds a lot to our team when he's healthy, and I think every time he's been out there this year, he's really done a good job, and it makes a difference when he's in the lineup.
Where did you really see his progression? Was it spring ball, fall camp? Maybe it's been all along, but to become such a key part of the offense when maybe he hadn't had those opportunities previously?
Yeah, I think part of it was when he did get an opportunity, he seized the moment, but we see a different guy out there as far as his preparation for practice, preparation for games, and we really challenged him to be tough and mature about being ready to go when he gets his opportunity, because it's hard waiting. At all positions it's hard waiting, but it seems like the positions that get the ball, then it's really a tough challenge mentally. So really proud of him. He waited his opportunity, and he's taken advantage of it. So we're going to need him to play at a high level again this Saturday.
The grind of the season, the Missouri Valley, all 5 of your starting offensive linemen have started every game in those positions. How significant is that? Because that's pretty rare that you don't lose a guy up front.
Yeah, I think it's really important. And, that group has done a good job. Coach Pavlik in that room take a lot of pride in their work, and they've had a really good season up to this point. But to stay healthy there was really important. And, give credit. Sometimes things are going to happen, but I think those guys have worked hard to stay healthy too, whether it's workouts or taking care of yourself. We put in our practice plans and everything, eat, hydrate, and sleep. It's really important that you do a good job of that, because the season gets long and you got to try to maintain your weight and your strength. And for those big guys, it's a real challenge, but we've done a good job with it, and they're playing well, and we're going to need them to execute at a high level again, but they really helped us this past Saturday. We were physical in the run game once again.
When you get to this point in the season, I don't want to say do you get more aggressive? Do you take a couple more chances recognizing what's on the line? Do you play it more safe? I mean, how does the mentality change recognizing it's one and done?
Well, I think the difference after being in the playoffs for a number of years at the D2 level or whatever, I think the momentum swings seem to be greater in playoff games because of the sudden death aspect of the game. But we had that last Saturday. We knew we had to win, so you should learn from those experiences. But I don't think you play it any differently. You play to win the game. We've played to win the games this year. We call it, and sometimes people don't like what we're calling. Other times they like it when it works, whatever we call. If things don't work, then you're going to second guess a little bit. Should have you done that? But we want to be aggressive and play to win football games. That's the way we want to call it.
Have you had to change almost a little bit, maybe from the way you've been as a head coach to now, in terms of maybe you are more willing to go for it or take a couple of more chances in some of these situations? It feels like football across all levels, people are running more of the analytics and all that stuff. Are you into that?
Well, I think there seems to be less possessions in a game, so I think you got to be more aggressive and try to keep the ball. There's more points scored in college football than there has been in the past, so I think you got to try to score touchdowns. So maybe we've changed that way some, but you try to get a feel and the flow for the game, whether it's going to be a low scoring or low possession contest or a number of possessions and higher score, and you try to do that, and then you make your decisions based on that.
I think it's been 8 of 11 games that have been one-score games have been in your favor. We saw that last week too. Just the ability to keep composure after a play like Gavin scoring a touchdown and then having to defend.
Yeah, I think you learn from those situations, but it's basically the mindset has to be stay in the moment. And we talk to our guys about that a lot. We want to get really excited when things are going well for us, but you have to move forward and stay in the moment. What's the next part of the process? And I think you practice that. We practice celebrating scores in practice to try to, at least we talk about it. Sure, it's going to be different in a game, but really staying in the moment, I think coaches can play a part in that. I think our sideline can play a part in that. You want to be excited when things are going well, and then when things aren't going well, you got to be able to handle that too. It wasn't going well early in the game on Saturday, and I thought overall our sideline was really good, that we had a belief that, hey, let's get a couple plays going here, and once we started running the football and popped a couple run plays, it really helped us. But that was due to the guys coming to the sideline and not getting in this panic mode, just getting in a real focused mode, and that's what you want to do to turn things around. But close games, they're going to be part of the way we play. It's the way it is. There's a lot of close games on our schedule, and we would expect that this one's going to be a 60-minute, maybe even a 60-plus battle on Saturday.
You talk about that belief and everything. When you're playing your best football, though, what's maybe one thing when you know you're playing your best?
Yeah, I think when we are playing penalty-free, you can say we're really locked in and focused, and I'm talking about the 5-yard penalties. The ones where we're aggressive and going to get a penalty, those are going to happen, but those 5-yard ones, procedures or even jumping off sides on defense, when we're playing penalty-free, it seems like we're really in sync and moving forward. And then on both sides of the ball, when we execute well on first down, that really seems to help us.